Peace and blessings, beautiful people. Peace and blessings. This is Empress Imani, and welcome to this episode of Sacred Love Lessons. This episode of Sacred Love Lessons is sponsored by sacredloveshop.com. sacredloveshop.com, where you can find tools for your spiritual and personal development. So today, you guys, I wanted to talk to you about follow the beat of your own drum. Follow the beat of your own drum. With everything that's going on in the world, I know some of you may be adjusting to our new normal. I know I am. You may be asking yourself, where do I go from here? I want to share a time when I asked myself this same question. This message came to me in May of 2017. I was at a business development conference out in California, and I met this beautiful soul, this beautiful earth angel. Shout out to you, Nikila. And I was speaking to her, and she had a message for me from Spirit. And through her, Spirit said, follow your own rhythm. Follow your own rhythm. That was the message that she told me. Now, what I actually heard was follow the beat of your own drum. Follow the beat of your own drum. So at the time that I got the message, I was really excited to be at the conference. And I was very thankful for the message that she gave me. And I just kind of tucked it away. Truth be told, I just kind of tucked it away. And I really didn't think about the message anymore. Like, I didn't think about it. It was about a year later in 2018 that I thought about the message again. Follow the beat of your own drum. I wasn't really sure at the time what the message meant for me, but I began to wonder about it more and more. And at this point, I don't even remember what was happening in my life May 2018. It was just so much that was constantly going on in my world. I'm not really sure what actually was going on in May of 2018. I know my dad had passed in January of 2018. But I'm not really sure. Like, I had been doing some traveling, like March and April of 2018, but I'm not sure what I was doing in May. I know I was working, of course, and I was serving, but I'm not really sure what made me think follow the beat of your own drum. So anyway, fast forward to the summer of 2019. So in the summer of 2019, okay, so now, I've really been working. I've been serving, in my own company, Amazing Life Creations. I had come out with a best-selling book, Life by Design, Create a Life You Love. You can go over to Sacred Love Shop. It's on our website. You can go to sacredloveshop.com and pick a copy of that book up. So I was doing that, and I was on the road, traveling quite a bit doing that. And this message came up again. And so at this point, I really couldn't ignore the message. It began to get louder and louder into my spirit. And I just got to the point I just couldn't ignore it anymore, because I was ignoring it. And I couldn't anymore. It just was so intense. So what I did was I took a time out and I got still so I could hear what Spirit was saying to me. And then I said a prayer. And in my prayer, I just said, please, God, reveal to me those things that I need to see. Reveal to me those things that I need to see. And I just kept saying that over and over. That was my prayer, right? And then, of course, I just thanked God for her help. And then I just left it alone, right? And then that was probably like in May or so. And then in July, nothing had happened yet, but I just kind of had this nudging in my spirit, right? Something was nudging at me, and I couldn't quite put my finger on it. I knew something was going on. I knew I should be paying attention, but I didn't know the what. Like, I didn't know exactly what was going on. So on July 20th of 2019, I invoked the spirit of Oya. And Oya, she is an Orisha under the Yoruba religion. She is an Orisha, and she's an Orisha of storms and changes. She is a great warrior. And if you want transformation in your life, she is definitely the Orisha you want to work with for transformation. And you have to be ready, because when I asked for that, when I invoked her, this is what I said. I said, today I invoke all of the vision, power, and energy of Oya. And I invoked her. I prayed about it. I went through all of my spiritual practices in terms of invoking her. And you guys, at the time when I invoked Oya, I was serious about what it was that I was saying and doing. I had never invoked her before, her energy before, so I didn't understand the magnitude of what I was asking for. I didn't know what kind of results I was going to get from that. Oh my God, you guys. So let me tell you what happened. This is what happened. I started to get spiritual downloads, and that was on July 20th when I invoked her. And shortly after that, I started to get spiritual downloads, and the messages began to come, the nudging began to increase, and it was over a period of time. So it wasn't like all at once. It was over a period of time. So the first message that I received, it says, change can sometimes be quite painful, especially for empaths and intuitives. Remember, change orchestrated by the universe is for your own good. Not everything that glitters is gold. Anything or anyone that brings confusion, stagnation, bad fortune, and negative energy will be removed from your life. Embrace, release, and move on. Your breakthrough is just on the other side. That was the first divine message that I had received. I wrote it down. That's how I'm able to tell you what it said. I wrote it down, and I just meditated on that. I began to do a sugar fast. I didn't even realize how addicted to sugar I was. I began to do a sugar fast, and the more I fasted from sugar, the more spiritual connection, the stronger it was. And it just was amazing, like everything that was going on. And then I realized that I needed to protect my inner child, that there were some issues going on with her that I needed to address, that I needed to go back and reparent myself in that area. But I needed the warrior in me, the Oya in me, to protect her. And Oya began, the spirit of Oya working through me, she began to protect my inner child so I could then do the inner child work. That's why, you guys, in our Sacred Love Manifesting Kit, we have the Rhodocite bracelet, the crystal bracelet, which is for healing inner child wounds, for healing old emotional wounds that may be buried deep within you. That bracelet will help with that, and that's in our manifesting kit. You can also find that kit over at sacredloveshop.com. And so I began to do the work. And as I was doing the work, Spirit was showing me, just revealing to me, my connections to different people, their intentions toward me, things that had been said and done as it related to me that was going on behind the scenes. It was almost like I was in the room. I could see people in the room. I could hear what they were saying. I could see what was being done. And Spirit just let me know, because I had asked, remember my original prayer was, please reveal to me what it is that I need to see. And then with the help of Oya, transforming, changing, revealing, snatching back the veil, I was able to see who gets to stay in my life and those people that I needed to block and cut out. And I began to do that. I also received confirmation about my sacred purpose, and I was divinely guided at that point to activate my archangels and my ancestors. And I've been working with them as well as Orishas. You guys, my whole spiritual team is on deck. And I just kept hearing throughout this whole process, follow the beat of your own drum. And the beat of your own drum, let me just explain to you what that is. That is what is good for you. Your higher self, your soul, it knows when you are in alignment, right? When you are connected to spirit, you know what it is that you need. You do not need to go to someone else for answers. And I have been doing that. I have been going to other people. I have been going to conferences and, stuff like that, seeking out answers that only I could answer. The answer was inside of me. I am the key master, right? And so the message, when I originally got the message from Nikila, from Spirit through Nikila, we were at a business conference in May of 2017. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to receive the message in a way that it would have helped me at that time, right? So sometimes you can receive information, you can receive the nudging, but if you don't listen, if you ignore your intuition, if you ignore the messages that are coming to you, it won't benefit you, right? The information, the wisdom won't benefit you. And I had been getting divine wisdom the whole time, and I was ignoring that. But finally, praise God, in 2019, I could no longer ignore the drum that was beating in my spirit. And praise God for my ancestors that have my highest good at heart, because they were nudging me. They were beating the drums, you guys, for me. They were. Praise God for that, because once I started going through the process and Spirit began to reveal to me what was going on, what was being said, what was being done, who was involved, then I was able to tap into that part of me. I was able to see. And it was just amazing and scary and confusing, and it provoked anger and just so many array of emotions that I went through during this process. I don't know if you guys remember when I told you, man, my emotions were all over the place. They were all over the place. So then after I went through that process, up until that point, I had to start my forgiveness practice. And I started by forgiving myself first. And there was a long list of things. I wrote it all down, because I stay in the work every day, you guys. Every day in the work. And I recommend that you do the same every day. And I had to forgive myself first. And then once I was able to get past that, then I had a list of names of people that I needed to forgive. And I began to forgive those people, bless those people, and release those people from my life. So then there was that. And then I went to see my spiritual advisors, people that I trust, people that I know have my best interests at heart, people that I had worked with before, people who hold sacred space for me while I can do the spiritual work. So while I'm doing my work, I'm protected, right? And so I went to my spiritual advisors, and they did just that. They held the space for me so I could do the work. So then, after I did that, I made a list of everything that brings me peace. What brings me peace? What brings me joy? What brings me happiness? You know, I'm most happy when fill in the blank. You know, I feel deep joy when fill in the blank. And so I just made a list of everything, and then I began to go do everything on that list that brought me deep joy and happiness, that made me feel at peace, and just all of that, you know. And you guys know I live in South Florida, and I love being in nature. I love being at the ocean, at the beach. Those things bring me peace. Those are a few things that bring me peace. So naturally, I spend a lot of time in nature and a lot of time at the beach. Then I began to focus on my daily spiritual practice so I can maintain, so I can continue to follow the beat of my own drum. And then the final thing that I did was I started a healing process from the Sacred Rebels, and I'll just read it to you. I now release any unhealthy attachment to the structures, routines, and belief systems of others that are preventing me from accessing and honoring my inner sacred rhythms. May I be assisted through unconditional love to know the truth of my own timing. I love myself enough to give myself rest when needed, to trust in my own timing and not feel forced or rushed. I believe in myself enough to take healthy risk and action when the timing feels right to me. I trust in my inner rhythms. They are wise and helpful through unconditional love. Ashe, let it be, and so it is. That is my healing process. That is my mantra. I share these techniques. I share my process with you today and this message because the moral of the story is to follow the beat of your own drum. Honor the love within you because only you know what is best for you. And if you need help, check in with the divine, check in with your spirit guides, your ancestors, your orishas, whatever you do, uncover the truth of your soul because it is your soul that knows the way. So I hope this episode has been of value to you. If it has, please share it with your family. So I hope this episode has been of value to you. If it has, please share it with your family, your friends, and on social media. Don't forget to go by sacredloveshop.com. This episode is sponsored by sacredloveshop.com, where you can find all of your personal and spiritual development tools. And until we speak again, be the light.